vlog. I was editing this vlog, right? And you know when people say when you have kids you lose yourself for a while, but then you get yourself back? I always wondered when. Literally when! And I also wondered, is it really going to be me returning? Or more like a greatest hits album, you know, with a few bonus tracks. Can't believe I'm saying this, but lately I've really been feeling it. She's getting little stretches of time where she can hear herself think. If you too have children, you'll know this. And if you've been following along with my motherhood journey, you probably know. Life does not snap back. I don't think I expected it to. I didn't expect it to take this long. Life is starting to feel like mine again, and like I have some control. I'm not being pulled along, you know, like a cart after some horses. Am I calling my children horses? I also just really want to stop here for a second and thank yous for your lovely comments on the January monthly vlog. Those comments, the comments on my videos, make it feel like this is a chat between pals. I really appreciated all those comments. I have some magnificent people in this community, the internet family. I'd really like to read about your experience getting back to yourself after a massive life shift. Let's all share how good that feels for those who are also here, who are waiting. You join with a tea or get yourself a wee snack, and here we go. This is February. There always comes a moment in the relentless rhythm of caregiving when the body, betrayed by exhaustion, utters a quiet rebellion, a stiffness in the shoulders, achy bones, a sudden unfamiliarity with one's own reflection. I spent a week wiping foreheads, soothing cries. My kids were sick, and I forgot that there was once a person beneath the role of mother. And so I needed a day away. I took a train to Dublin, feeling a bit like a ghost slipping between the cracks of my own life. Reading a book in silence? What is that? I made it to a salon and I stared at all the different polishes, torn between shades of pink and red, because shouldn't I pick something classic for Valentine's Day coming up? But in the end I just picked them all. 10 tiny declarations of indecision, or maybe defiance, because having fun nails, ridiculous as it sounds, makes me feel a little bit more like me, the me who still exists beneath the mother. And then I really wanted a hydrofacial. Best facial I ever had. I had it years ago, but I was quickly reminded that I'm not in fact that same me, that same girl. She told me I couldn't have it because I'm breastfeeding. She was very matter-of-fact about it, and I don't know, it was a small thing, but it landed really heavy. It was like a reminder that my body's still not mine. Not yet, anyway. That even in such a small act of self-care, there are limits and considerations because I'm a mother. And after that, I went for some sushi, quiet little indulgence, and the pleasure of eating alone and just choosing exactly what I want with no negotiation or compromise, like, oh, will the kids share this with me? Like, none of that. Just delicious black rice, salmon and avocado sushi. My last stop was Darren's salon, a place that still feels very like him in the best way. Darren, who made an appearance in my monthly vlogs years ago, he's not here anymore. He passed away, but in this space, it's like part of him still remains. His face smiles down from framed pictures. His presence lingers in the warmth of the place, in the kindness of the people who work there, and it doesn't feel like loss. It feels like love, like proof that when you pour so much of yourself into something, you never truly leave it behind. And sitting there with me tea and me Wella Colston Perfect dye in my hair, because it's the only brand I use, I could almost hear Darren's voice, his cheeky laugh. By the end of the day, I felt pretty whole, and not in a perfect polished way of someone who has it all together and like looks amazing or whatever, but just in the way of a woman who has at last remembered herself and put herself first for a day. They tell you, don't they, you know, put your own oxygen mask on first, but what they don't tell you is how much guilt can try and creep in. Maybe this month is about learning to do that without the guilt, because I got home and my children were happy and fed and absolutely fine after a full day with their dad. That in itself was a quiet revelation. Like, I don't need to be a martyr. I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to be present every moment of every day for them to be happy, secure and loved. Good morning. It is the day after my date with myself and I'm in my dad's for the kids' weekly PlayStation. They're playing Spyro. So what's the countdown to retirement looking like?
19 days. 19 work days.
I feel like you're just not going to know what to do for 2 weeks. You're probably just going to sleep for 2 whole weeks.
Well, assuming these tablets won't fuck with me in the meantime.
Oh yeah, needs to go on a new medication. It's a heavy duty medication, so you're a bit worried about the side effects. I'm having a second breakfast. This is a cheese sandwich, and this is the best cheese I've ever had. It's from Dunnes Stores.
Up there anyway, do you?
From Cork. We're going to Cork next week. Actually, I'm going to be able to vlog in Cork. But the reason I brought my vlog camera in here is because yesterday, bit of a boo-boo. I spent a fair bit of money that I didn't intend on spending, and it was a pure ADHD seeking dopamine shopping spree. Let me share my haul. Some of this stuff was needed, right? I swear. Stopped at a Benefit makeup counter because obviously with the darker hair and the cooler tones in my hair, because I got rid of a lot of the warmth, I want Arwen hair. So I picked up some different eyebrow products, precisely my brow pencil and gimme brow. I'll try these on in the video at some point, but they're in the shades Cool Soft Black and Cool Black Brown. A lot of my eyebrow colours are like slightly red tinged, and they're even too red for the way my hair was, so I did kind of need them. Does this bring any of you back to my old videos with Roller Lash by Benefit? Haven't had this in a long time. This is my favourite mascara. Went and got the Sculpted by Amy Complete Cover Up Cream Concealer. I've not tried this one. I wanted something a little bit heavier duty, and this, yeah, it's a bit heavier. It's in the shade Porcelain, so it's my skin tone. It's very hard to find makeup for skin as pale as mine. But then I feel like this might have been a boo-boo. The woman doing my facial sold it to me, right? And I was just like, yes, give it to me. I need it. I really didn't need it. I have SPF. It's a broad spectrum SPF 40. It's in the shade Ivory. It's a tinted sunscreen lotion. So I'll put it on now so you can see it is not ivory. It is not my skin tone. I don't know what I was thinking. Baby, 10 more minutes. It comes out and it just looks like sun cream, but then when you put it on, it like changes colour. Watch this. It is pretty magic, but I think it's too dark. See, is that too dark for me? You be the judge. The brand is a Lumiere MD. Next thing I got was recommended by the woman doing my facial for my skin. She said I need a peptide serum, and silly me just said, yeah, I need a peptide serum. Like, I've been trying to simplify my routine. In saying that, I've been big into skincare for many years, and while it hasn't stopped my face from drooping and dropping as faces do with age, my skin for my age is really good. Anytime I meet any kind of skincare professional or expert, they always say that to me. They're just like, you have very few wrinkles and fine lines and your skin is very clear, and yeah, I have really looked after it. These two things came with a price tag. Now this is something... Oh, baby! Yeah! My son is just casually saving dragons. Good Genes is something I used a lot in my 20s. I probably went through 5 to 10 bottles of this in my late 20s. It's a glycolic acid product, like a serum. It's one of those products that I always end up using up because it's that good. The last thing I did not intend to buy, the woman in front of me in the queue was buying this and they were talking about it, and I was just like, I want that in my life. Do I need it? Do I fuck? The Leena Sleeping Night Oil. It's a retinoid oil that you can use with other retinol products. Do you remember I told you last month I wanted to get a prescription for tretinoin? Yeah, still haven't done that. This is blue. Look at the colour of that. And yeah, then it smells quite earthy. Yeah, I love oils, and this feels like a real potion because it's blue and because of the little dropper and the bottle, and I am very happy that I bought it even though it was very expensive. Dad, when are you getting your kitchen finished? Huh? When are you getting your kitchen finished?
When I retire after my month's rest.
So much of this kitchen isn't done. Like, we need to box in around up there, and tiles are supposed to go on here, and some little bit parts along the top.
I'll think about it when I'm not in a pub.
When you're not in a pub.
When I retire.
I keep telling Dad I think he has ADHD as well, and he begs to differ. But he likes to just procrastinate a lot like me.
If I got to this age without knowing I have it, then it doesn't matter.
You have to say bye-bye to Spyro now in a sec, and we have to clean up this mess for Grandad, okay? Just done a bit of makeup magic, but I'm turning this on because first test of the darker, cool toned brow products. We're not even going anywhere fancy. We're going to see my husband's granny. She's 94, and we go for the odd Sunday evening. And before that, we're going to go to a forest for a little walk. I'll bring you along there. But I just like having my face done. It just makes me feel nice. Oh, I think that's a good match already. Okay, I'll come closer. Here we are. Right. My eyebrows are threaded and tinted. The tint doesn't tend to last very long. But like, I basically have non-existent eyebrows. But yeah, I went for a long time where I just was never bothering with eyebrows, you know, when you have babies and stuff. But now, me and my daughter can have like a little girly day out, and I bring her with me, and sometimes she just lies on the bed breastfeeding. Although, yeah, we have been making progress with weaning. We've night weaned again. I've cut the daytime feeds down. I clearly am not a makeup artist. I'm not fantastic at doing the brows. I remember making a gimme brow video years ago on YouTube, and it got so many views. But it really is such a good product. Like, oh, I haven't had this in ages. Kids going mental. My in-laws are here, so I'm hiding temporarily. I've been with the kids since 5 AM. So would you just look at that? It just makes such, oh, it makes such a difference. I can't believe I've gone so long without gimme brow in my life. Wowza. Okay, so that is my artificial light eyebrows. This is my natural light eyebrows. I think that's a good match. I definitely am happy. Let's do another one. God, hair and all. I'm getting so much better at this magic stuff. Let's go get a bit of fresh air. It's a lovely day out there. I dare not say it. To all my Irish followers, I'm very sorry. But that's a grand stretch out there. That's a grand stretch.
It's so bumpy. There's drips in the way. It's just hedges.
This is why you don't have a YouTube channel, baby.
I booked the car in to get validated. And the appointment was at 9:30, and I showed up early, and your man wasn't there, and I sat there for over 20 minutes, and then I rang him and he said, I'm not working today. He was going to charge me €140 for cleaning the car, and then subsequently I went to Tesco's and I bought 12 quid worth of car cleaning stuff, and I did it myself in an hour.
Having one of those ADHD moments where I feel like, just like, get to the point.
Don't get your car validated. Unless it really needs it.
And if you have a partner with ADHD, summarise your story and just say, I cleaned the car myself and it was way cheaper than getting it validated. That'll actually go in.
Everyone else wants to hear the ins and outs. They want the details, the saucy details of the car cleaning adventure.
This segment is going to be called Tree Porn. Who remembers in the old monthly vlogs when Thomas was like, I live in this tree.
Day 3 inside the tree. The mother tree. Welcome back to our tree house. I've grown so much hair since we've been here.
I've been suckling off the bark.
I licked the sap from her bark for sustenance, mother. The sustenance from the mother tree. Oh,
That's not the mother tree. This is a mother tree. Look at this tree. Oh, she a biggie. She gorgeous. She's stunning.
You're not going to use any of that.
Watch me. Dun, 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 dun.
Should we call it Sherwood?
Sherwood.
Yeah.
That's the tree's name.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool name. Where did you hear about that name?
And bye. Daddy, we have to get over the tree.
Oh, come
This tree's just trying to have a nap. Take a shortcut, she says. Hot. That looks so cool.
There's nothing really to grab onto.
No, it's just moss.
Hello, so hours have gone by and I'm currently plating up some banana pancakes with some mini marshmallows. Now, these are only for my 4-year-old. Bit of a choking hazard for my 2-year-old. But yeah, these pancakes, while they're healthy, you know, it's pancakes for dinner, but it's a Sunday, it's bank holiday Sunday, and the kids are watching Shrek in the movie room. And it's so cute. They're so excited. So we also got a little bag of jelly tots to give them a few jelly tots afterwards. Look what I have! Ooh!
Need help?
Wipe your face! I obviously don't eat much like ultra processed food, and I've gotten real into my whole foods. I try to minimize sugar in my diet and in their diets and kids' diets, and we don't really buy very many fun things. So I was like, other people always get to be the fun ones who give them sweeties and stuff. So maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, little bag of jelly tots. 3 jelly tots each tops. You sleepy? You wanna come up? So yeah, I showed this room in my last house video. We basically painted that wall white. All the other walls are black. And this month over here, we're getting a wardrobe put in. So that is gonna be the finishing piece of the puzzle. Because yeah, there's lots of stuff in here. So it's still not done, but very cozy. Good afternoon. I've just done a workout bench, the weights. I'm in the conservatory. I'm being blinded. I am exhausted. You're about to see a very glamorous montage from last night. Anyone remember my vision board video from a few years ago? It was all about, you know, manifesting and the things I wanted for my 30s. A lot of that is coming true. And one of the things was I wanted to walk lots more red carpets. In recent months, because of my Instagram content, I've made lots of like viral movie related stuff on Instagram. I've been invited to lots of movie premieres, so many that I can't even go to them all. But it's been really fun, and those evenings are always so glamorous and fancy. And I just find it really funny, like the contrast between the day-to-day reality of me with food covered clothes and messy hair. Was it worth getting home very late and staying up? Yes. I brought my sister-in-law to the premiere of the new Bridget Jones movie, which I was not expecting to cry like a baby at. My full review is on Instagram, but do enjoy coming along with us. Try to do a demi more.
I'm still crying.
fixing the damages. It's not fixable. I am now manifesting an invite to the Wicked 2 premiere in London, and let's change up pace a bit. Let's go on a road trip.
Mommy, get me in!
I can't get you in. It's the internet, baby. Do you remember I told you it's good to keep kids safe on the internet? Hello, it's a rainy day in Ireland and we are on a little road trip. We have been in County Cork. That was a terrible accent.
Cork by.
Cork by.
It's even worse.
Get Snakey in!
My son is desperate to be in the vlog.
Hello, I'm Snakey.
Hello, Snakey.
My name's Jesus Christ.
Your name is Jesus Christ. Are you having fun in Cork?
Yeah!
We've come to the Clonakilty Model Railway Village.
There's a man over there. He looks hunched and cold.
It looks so cold. We were at a christening yesterday for Thomas's sister's new baba, and my broodiness every time I'm around that baby is next level. Like, I was crying today. See, it's fun now. It's just the first year and a half that's not very fun, or the pregnancy. So it's we're trying to decide on a third every day. We're talking about this, and
So we're putting it up to a vote. Leave your comments down below. Whoever wins by the end of March will make the decision, and they also get to pick the name.
having another to me means giving up 2 to 3 years of this having life back, feeling healthy and sleep. But when I look at the two of them and how different they are and how unique they are and stuff, doesn't it feel like there's another one that should be here that's not here?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Mommy, can we get out now?
Actually, oh, I didn't bring it. Do you remember the book that I started at the start of the vlog on the train in on my little me time date? No, I brought it into we're staying in an Airbnb. But I finished it on the way down. He drove down. If you have a baby or you know someone who has a baby, you need to read that book. It is the most, like, it's the most I've related to any depiction of the feelings that you have postpartum. But Jesus Christ, my brain. It's about how having a baby impacts friendships.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you start bringing babies into a big group of friends, like, there's a character who can't get pregnant, there's a character who doesn't want babies, and then there's one with a baby and she's like really depressed and struggling, but feeling like she can't really tell her friends. So then one who is pregnant and she's having relationship problems, and it's so good. I suppose I'll bring you in here with us, but I don't know how it's gonna go. This was a trip just for the christening, but we're just trying to cram in a little bit of what we used to call skirmushing, where we would try and like do loads of stuff in a small amount of time and just keep talking louder at each other. I've been asked about, like, did we christen our kids a few times. We did. We're not practicing Catholics, but it's like over here in Ireland anyway, it's such family tradition. It's nice to me to give them that option, that if they want to explore faith when they're older, and also just to, like, yeah, when they're in school, because most of the schools, the school that our kids will be going to, by the way, I did pick the school. Do you remember last month I was having a conversation about, like, trying to decide between these two schools for my son? We've gone with the further away option. It does feel right. Like, we brought him to each of the schools and that was his favourite, and yeah, it's our favourite as well. Like, it's just got this amazing magical feeling about it. And yeah, it's a religious school, and I, you know, made my communion and all that when I was in school. And then when I was older, I decided, look, I'm not that into this. After one Christmas asking my dad to get me a Bible, I was like 11, I was like, will you get me a Bible for Christmas? So I went through my own thing, and I have my own kind of views and my own spirituality and like faith or whatever, but not a practicing Catholic. But we did christen the kids. It was like a lovely reason to get the whole family together for them and celebrate them, you know. These kids have their coats on. I better go. It's so cold.
So I hit my mid-30s, and suddenly every question about another baby carries an unspoken urgency. Like the someday of it all has become now or never. Will I still have the same stamina for night feeds and toddler tantrums in my 40s? Then there's my existing children. Like, would adding one more enrich their lives? Or would it stretch me too thin for them? Do I want another baby? Or do I just miss my kids as babies? Nostalgia is so powerful. I'm such a nostalgic person. It's really easy to romanticize the newborn scrunch and the first smiles and the tiny fingers wrapped around mine, while conveniently forgetting the complete loss of self and sanity in those early months. People always say, you might regret not having another, but you'll never regret having another. But if you spend 10 minutes on Reddit, you'll find plenty of people who do regret having too many children. Stretched finances, fractured marriages, the feeling of being permanently in survival mode. No one talks about that side of it in real life. I can't help but keep thinking that I will feel that empty seat at the table forever. But then an hour later I'm flip-flopping and I'm thinking how having 3 kids means getting a bigger car, holidays being more awkward, suddenly being outnumbered. Like 3 is a completely different family dynamic, and still though, this decision doesn't just shape the next few years, it shapes forever. Many decades where I can't make babies. Maybe it comes down to just picturing my life in 10 or 20 years and thinking, you know, what choice lets me look back with no what ifs. For me, that means having another baby. But I'm just not ready to let go of life being easier.
Everywhere Thomas and I go, he's always just like, do you want to live in this house with me? He loves imagining living in different houses. Every time we see a cool house, we like to imagine a whole life of what living in that house might be like. I hear him. Oh, there he is. I love that they just have random little houses like on hills. This is what it's like driving around Ireland, like little wrecks.
You want to live in that house with me?
Yeah, I do want to live in that house with you.
This pond is like a wishing well, and people throw coins in to make wishes. So what you do is you throw the coin in and you think about something that you really want to happen. And the trick is you can't tell anybody what it is, okay? Now, look, what's something you really want to happen?
You don't tell us your wish.
Tell us, you just think about it.
Think about it and throw in your wish. Throw. Yay!
And now you don't tell anybody what your wish is, and maybe it'll come true. I'm gonna wish for something.
What are you wishing for? You have everything. You have a great job. You have a lovely wife.
This is
perfect
my wish.
children. My wish.
This was my dream, my wish.
And I'm not telling you what it is.
A jump. This is kind of like the path I want to do in our garden, baby. Like little flagship stones. This little one had a couple of... Here comes another train. This little one had a couple of bad falls. It's okay. Alright, you've done 2. 3. 4. Ah. You used to be able to do it.
Don't film my failure.
Thomas recently started exercising again in the mornings, but like he has to get up for work at like 3:30 or 4. So if he's exercising, he gets up at 3 in the morning. It's like the middle of the night.
It's the only time available for me. Here we go.
Oh. Didn't even get to the end of the first bar.
Hello, welcome to a little getting ready set. I have my curling wand and my makeup bag and I'm dressed. I'm wearing something that definitely is not in my colour season, colour analysis for winter. Let me know if you think I would suit silver better, but I had to have this because it reminded me of Padme from Star Wars. This picture here, now obviously this is not like a robe or a cloak. I like my outfit decisions to be guided by characters in TV shows and movies. Why is that when I'm 35 years old? I don't care. It brings me joy. I need a little purple accent, so I'm just going with a purple cardi. I have my lovely Mary Janes from Joni on. I wear these so much, honestly. Joni clothing are like my favourite brand ever. They sent me some dresses and I was gonna make like a Valentine's Day reel for Instagram with them, but they got caught up with customs and then I paid it late because ADHD, so they didn't arrive on time, but I will show them if they come in time before this vlog ends. So we're going to do tight curls like the Padme pic and we're going to have a little chat because a few things have happened over the past few days that I have not vlogged, including Valentine's Day. And I am about to go out for a wee girls' dinner with my fellow bridesmaids and the bride who I shall be a bridesmaid for. And this mattress ain't gonna be on the floor much longer because the kids' beds have been built and set up, and I need you to help me pick a lipstick colour because Pixie sent me out some lovely products. So yeah, let's do this. I've done my skincare, I've done my workout and I've had a wash, so I feel great. Even though I'm up since 4:30, lots of you know this, but some of you might not know that my husband is a pilot. He flies airplanes for his job and he always bids for early shifts, so I'm always up very, very early. Like he gets up at 3:30 a lot because he works out before he goes into work and that just works for him. He likes to have his little putting in eye drops. These always make me look healthier, less tired. I hear a little girl coming down the hall singing Spidey. Speaking of my little girl, so yes, I ordered the kids' beds from Wayfair. Did I get them bunk beds? No, I did not. I really wanted to get bunk beds. Bit of concealer from Sculpted by Amy, but did we get bunk beds? No, we did not, because Thomas is too scared that one of them would go flying over the top and die. And like I am less nervy like that. Like Thomas will admittedly say this, I'm not being a bitch, but he is a helicopter parent and I'm not. Like I obviously like watch them and stuff, but I'm not. I kind of like them to make mistakes, and not that I want them to fall off a bunk bed, but you know what I mean. They do listen. Like I usually show them what can happen. Like say I might demonstrate with a toy. If there's like, you know, with the couches for example, like we have them taught not to climb over the backs of the couches because it's dangerous. So I feel like they'll listen. He doesn't think so. He's like, I want to be able to relax knowing that they're playing in their bedroom and nothing bad can happen. But we got 2 wee beds and they're like really cute. They're like cottagey style. They kind of go with the whole Toy Story room theme because it's like panelled wood, and in the Toy Story room there's paneling going around the room, which we didn't end up doing. The mattresses are on. They picked out their sheets and, you know, duvets and stuff. My son picked Spidey, she picked princesses, and last night was their first night in their own bedroom. And now I did sleep in with them. I am going with Sarah. Is it Sarah Ockwell Smith? The Gentle Sleep book. I can't remember what it's called. I'll put a picture of the book here. Sarah gives great advice for like families where they've co-slept and they're looking to do that transition, but like with no crying or, you know, no big shock to the kids' systems. The advice is that we room in with them for a bit, like sleep in there with them. Unfortunately, because of Thomas's job, he needs good sleep, because it's dangerous for him to not get good sleep. Lives are at stake. So I slept in with them and they slept through the night. Now, I didn't sleep through the night. I was really on edge because it's like a new environment. I like sleeping in here. And we previously had our super king mattress and a single mattress on the floor beside each other. So now we can finally get our own bed base. Yeah, like we can finally put our lockers back over there. That's what you're sitting on top of. These wee antique lockers we bought a long time ago, and we've not been able to keep them there in case they like toppled onto the kids during the night. But like, I love co-sleeping so much, and I know it's going to be a process. Like, I know they will sometimes wake up and come in here, and I don't mind that. I just want the start of the night to be just me and Thomas in our own bed. Like, we can obviously, you know, have cuddles and whatnot in other rooms of the house, but I miss just climbing into bed with my husband alone. Also, in the kids' room, another update. So we have got lots of pictures and frames and things to hang, like shelves. My sister-in-law did such a beautiful painting for the kids' bedroom, inspired by Narnia, the Narnia movies, where like the little girl opens the wardrobe and it brings her into Narnia. She spent so long on this painting for us. It was her Christmas present to my husband and I am in love with it. It is just such a cute, quirky little random thing that, like, you know, to be able to open a wardrobe and see this. I grew up absolutely loving the Narnia books. I wasn't that mad on the movie, the Narnia movie. By the way, I have started putting blush on the apples of my cheeks. Now, I did used to do this when I was really young and I got a lot of slaggins over it. I'll show you what I mean now, but it's just like my age and the fact that my face is thinner and I've lost weight. This kind of makes my face a bit more rounded looking and younger looking. I feel like that kind of typical advice to do the blush up here to lift the face actually ages me. Like, I can do it just to show you, but this is a cream blush, by the way. It's disgusting. It's wrecked, but do you see what I mean? I don't know. I'm much more about the flushed cheek life. I'm not fucking you off, by the way. It's the finger I use. And I bite my knuckles. I hate showing my knuckles. Look at those. I hate when they're on camera, but I'm trying not to hide my ADHD traits. Some of the things that I do that are 100% linked to my ADHD are like, I chew the insides of my cheeks, bite my knuckles. I also like to bring a little bit of this kind of up here. What else? Valentine's Day. Yeah, I did not vlog our Valentine's Day date because that would just not be romantic. I don't want to bring tens of thousands of people on our Valentine's Day date. I got a couple of little snippets for us, and then I did make a cute reel out of them for Instagram, but that took like 30 seconds or something of the 2 hours that we were there, rather than like being so conscious of bringing a camera around. But we went to, right, so is it called Salt Cave Paradise or the Salt Caves? So in Balbriggan, which is where we live, people literally travel from all over to go to these salt caves. And I will link the website below, but I actually bring the kids really often, especially if they get sick. Like at the start of the month, they had some rotten virus, and lots of people bring their kids when their kids aren't well. It's recommended for viruses and stuff to like clear the airways, but it's just really great for all kinds of things, the immune system and sleep and relaxation and whatnot. But like for the kids, there's a big room where you can go and there's loads of toys and stuff, and it's just adorable for them because they can play away in this like Narnia looking room that it's built to recreate the environment in an actual like salt cave, and it's so cool. But the adults, the mamas, the daddies, get massage chairs, and they bring you little heat packs, like little bags of salt that are like heated up, and like you put it on your chest or your neck or whatever, and it's so relaxing. It's like the best thing ever. When my husband and I discovered that place to bring the kids, like especially during winter when you're limited on how much time you can really spend outside, and you know, for days when like the library's closed and there's no school, and I am so blessed to have that down the road. And yeah, we had never been to the adult section, so around the corner in the back of like that same kind of building, they have all these amazing pools full of salt water, cold plunge, warmer pools, a flotation tank thing. They have saunas. They have infrared lights, which like infrared is really good for your skin. They have a face mask station, and there were people there who had travelled all the way from Germany just to go there, and they had the mud mask all over their body. Like, it wasn't just on their face, it was completely covering them. So yeah, our date was lovely and really relaxing, and I should say it wasn't actually on Valentine's Day. Thomas had to work on Valentine's, so on that actual Valentine's I just went out for pancakes with the kids. I know some people take Valentine's Day really seriously. I don't. Like, I know it is a lovely excuse to like celebrate each other and stuff like that, but if the love is there, it's there, and it's woven into your day-to-day, and you bring that energy to the day-to-day. It shouldn't just be reserved for like one day a year and pinning all of this like expectations and stuff on some massive present or whatever. We're just not big gift people anyway, in the sense of like, we prefer doing stuff together. Like, obviously I get people gifts. Speaking of gifts, this morning we went to the Skerries market, and there's all these little stalls there. I went with my dad and the kids, and I love all the little food stalls, and they do like really top quality meat and things like that. But I wanted to get a present for Hannah because I'm going over to her now in a couple of days. My first child-free trip ever for 2 nights, and we've loads of fun stuff planned. Like, we're going to be going to a West End show. I haven't seen Leena or Dodie or Lucy Moon, other YouTubers. Some of you will watch them, but I haven't seen them in years, like, because I've not been able to go away without the kids. Oh, I forgot my train of thought. I found Hannah a present at the market. She's in this gift bag. It is a handmade bag. I feel like this is very Hannah Witton. Those of you who watch her, like, what do you think? It is spring colours. I did this reel with her last year, and we were kind of both wearing winter colours and spring colours to see if the whole colour theory thing, like, is it real, is it not? But yeah, I do think this is quite up her street, and it's handmade, and yeah, she just seems very much like a hand knitted type of gal. Oh my god, which one? Maybe this? No, yeah, no. This is not a reflection on Pixie, but I think that's just too, it just washes me out. Hang on. Actually, this is kind of Padme coded, so alright, let's go with this for a change. It's very matte, which I don't really like. I'm used to very hydrating things, but it's not like dry as a butthole matte. The Charlotte Tilbury gloss. I cannot stop thinking about that Holly Bourne book that I mentioned to you earlier in the vlog. I'm Thrilled for You, that book. Really at the heart of it is just the message that like female friendships through motherhood are so important, and I can't believe how much I missed my friends during my newborn stages. Like, having my first baby during the pandemic when people couldn't really be properly like involved in his life was like, I think that did something to me, because it also made me think that having a baby is a certain way. So then when I had my daughter, it's like I was kind of just like, oh well, let's just repeat what we did the last time kind of thing, where I was just like constantly. But then no, it wasn't just that. I also couldn't drive. Like, not being able to drive really limited my ability to just do like this tonight. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do this before I could drive, because Thomas is going to be asleep because he's working tomorrow. He has to go to bed with the kids, so he wouldn't have been able to like drop me down and collect me and like leave the kids here on their own. Like, driving has freed me. I am free. I am a free woman, and I bloody love girl time. I thrive on girl time. Look at this restorative time from my Oura Ring stats on a day when I'm with the girls. Women need each other. We need each other. We need to carve out time in our schedules and like schedule in seeing each other. It's not just a mother thing, because I remember it was becoming harder and harder to like see my friends even before I had kids, because all our careers took us in different directions. We all like moved all over the place. They really don't prepare you for that, do they, when you're younger? What your 20s does to your friendships. One of the main things you need for thriving, you know, really interconnected, deep friendships is proximity. And that, I feel like that is what makes it much harder about modern living. Having quality relationships with other adults, like friendships, literally makes you live longer. It's really important. If you're listening to this and you're feeling guilty that you haven't spoken to a certain friend in a while, send them a text. Go on, right now, pause the video, send them a text, send them a voice note. Open up the walls of communication. If you're a mother and a few of your friends have like started having babies, even if they don't know each other, try and just like arrange something where they meet and then you can start a group chat, and you'll be surprised, you'll all become friends. It's brilliant. Like, since my friend Sarah had her baby, even, we have a group chat of the mummies in the group, and as a result of her having her baby, all of us are actually speaking a lot more than we have ever. So it's just, okay, we're gonna do hair in 3, 2, 1. Do you remember that from Gladiators? Done. So I have added a purple scrunchie. I have done some luscious curls with my wand. Anytime I wear my hair like this, people ask about the wand. It's really cheap. It's Babyliss. It was from like Boots. This is so good. I have added some gold on my eyes just because it needed a bit more, and I added a tiny bit of upper lip liner because I felt like I was missing something. But let's go out into the night. The night is calling. I got a parking spot up the harbour, which I'm so surprised by because it is a weekend, but I am nervous about the drive home. So I had asked Thomas to charge the car when he was getting out earlier. He didn't realise I was driving down. He thought I was getting a lift with one of the girls. So he set it for like a timer. So I got in the car and I was driving away just assuming it had full charge. No, 13%. I have just about enough to get home. So this is going to be an adventure. Here's a little tour, look. The sailing club, the sea, me, my shoesies. Did I make it home in one piece? Yes. But the whole way the car was just like, might not reach the destination. If anyone else has a Nissan Leaf.
You had 23 kilometers of charge to do a 9-kilometer journey with the power of simple arithmetic.
But my nervous system doesn't know the difference when the car is like, might not get it there, the battery's about to die. I was so scared.
I like squeezing every last
Thomas likes living on the edge. He lives so dangerously. There's been times where we've been driving
and we always make it home.
Yeah, but on 1%, or it's like it's so low that it can't even tell you how many kilometers are left, and he's just there and I can see the veins popping in his forehead. He's like, my bike. And your shoulders are up around your ears, like.
But we always make it.
We have made a little trip. Now I'm going to England tomorrow, so we're just trying to have a nice little afternoon with the kids before I go for my... How are you feeling about me leaving?
I haven't even had a chance to take it.
Process. He's never been on his own.
This will be your first.
For not even one night, but 2 nights. With
Hello.
The kids. But
Hi, Daddy.
Anytime I've had them by myself, they were like much smaller, and it was challenging. Like anytime he was on long haul trips and stuff.
You should bring this with you.
Oh.
So you can remember me.
No, because you look like your man from American Psycho in this picture.
Remember what I look like.
So yeah, we are heading into Smith's toy shop. Thought I'd bring you in for a bit of fun. Our son loves jigsaws. Mr. Moo, how many jigsaws did you make today?
2,
You did 3. And what kind of jigsaw do you want to get in here?
Spidey one.
Listen to her sing.
Spiders.
Look, who's that? It's so weird seeing YouTubers with toys made of them. I got a comment on Instagram from Blippi himself, the actual official Blippi account. I felt very fangirly, I have to say. Once upon a time I did date someone who had a toy made of himself. Was not a good person, not a great person. Main thing we're in here for is a helmet, so she's picked this little pink one. A friend of ours works in a charity shop and they had a tiny little pink scooter, so he kept that aside for us. And now the two kids can go on their scooters together. But yeah, she hasn't been able to use it because we didn't have helmet. I always loved this section in the toy shop, but the toys were always too expensive. Like, my parents would never get me stuff like these. They are a bit of a rip-off, and to be fair, you kind of have to be a bit older to like appreciate them and use your imagination. You're dragon mad right now, aren't you? This boy is dragon mad. This is so crap, Thomas. Look, when we were little, the replicas had, you know, the right texture on it. This is like a hard woody. That would have driven me mad as a child. Like, just that, the inconsistency from the movie. Like, he's not right at all. He's supposed to be all floppy. That would have made me miserable now. Barbie has come a long way. Just nice to see. I feel like there was only one kind of Barbie when I was little, and she looked like her. This was basically all I could get, was like skimpy Barbie, skimpy skinny Barbie. They definitely didn't have any gay Kens. This one looks like you know that actor Barry Keoghan. If I had time, this is how I'd be spending my evenings. I would be building Harry Potter Lego or playing that Harry Potter computer game. Just feel like this whole universe has moved on without me. Makes me really sad. This baby section is even making me broody. Like, who remembers baby wee wee? I had a baby wee wee and I just was so fascinated. What I really want to find is Sylvanian families. That was something that, yeah, my mum never got me because they were kind of almost like collector's toys, and I think she just thought I wouldn't play with them. At some point I want to get Sylvanian families for my kids, just so I can play them with them. Yes. Yes. They don't quite look the same as they used to, do they? Yeah, these have changed. Tell me I'm not going mad. They don't look the same as they used to. Look at this. Little tea parties. She's living the life. Look at her. What's his name?
Jelly Farsons.
Jelly Farsons. Success.
I've been close friends with Hannah Witton for 10 years now. And in our 20s, work took us everywhere together. Toronto, Menorca, Barcelona, Florida, LA. It's been a long time since we were so free. Hannah visited me on her first ever child-free trip after weaning her son, so it was only right that my first child-free trip be to see her in London to celebrate her birthday. So for 2 whole days, I wasn't just hanging out with old YouTube friends. I was hanging out with old me, and it was really, really nice.
Oh my god! You don't have children with you!
I have arrived to the Witton's house, and in the past 10 minutes she has gotten chocolate all over her lovely jumpsuit, changed, looks ravishing. I have stolen one of her tops because my other one stank. Like, I have no deodorant at home, right? But yeah, she knew immediately what I'd picked. I was given permission to rummage through her clothes, and I asked her to guess what I'd wear, and she got it in 2 tries while she was having a wee. But tomorrow we're doing a fashion video for her channel, and so yeah, I was just getting accustomed to her clothes. We're actually going to the sorted food offices now. They do
what I believe is called a recipe lab. So it's a day where the food team are like testing out lots of recipes, and and then we have dinner later. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, we're going for a meal as well. And I brought, this is the handbag that I brought. Usually my son just plays with this, so this was just in the big pile of kids' toys, and I had to like rummage out. It's my teeniest bag.
My new scarf that Melanie got me for my birthday.
It's your Irish scarf from Ireland. Oh, diddly-dee. Potatoes.
She said it, didn't they?
YouTube is a weird job in that if you do it for long enough, you see people branch off in all sorts of different directions. Like, some creators go all in on scaling. They hire editors, managers, entire teams. Like, they build production companies, they get amazing massive office spaces, launch businesses and products, and transform what started as a personal creative outlet into a full-fledged media brand. Sorted Food are an example of when that goes right. It was just amazing seeing what they've built and, you know, getting a little insider look. But I've seen it as well go really wrong for many people, and has turned out to be just a not great decision financially, emotionally. For a long time, I questioned whether I should have done that. Like, should I have pushed for more growth, expanded, built something bigger? There was a time when it felt like that was the right way to do it, or like the only way to be a YouTuber. I thought maybe I was missing out on opportunities by keeping things small. But when I really sat with the idea while on this trip, I realised that the way I've gone about it, the way I chose to go about it, has given me so much of what actually matters to me. By working completely for myself, I keep full control over my creative process. I don't have to stress about meeting payroll or sustaining an operation bigger than what I actually need. I get to work in and around my children's schedules rather than being locked into a system that would pull me away from them. I don't have to worry about endless meetings or management responsibilities. I can just make things. And the best part, I get to keep all of the money I earn instead of splitting it with a team or reinvesting it into something that might not even make me happier. For some people, growth is the goal, and growth brings them amazing experiences, but that's just not for everyone. Like, I have come to really appreciate the simplicity of my work setup as a content creator. It allows me to stay flexible, to evolve if and when I want, not because I have to. And that's a kind of success that doesn't get talked about. I may not be gaining 1 million subscribers a year, but I can pay my bills. I can save only working part-time. And not many people get to say that. Like, I'm so lucky, so lucky.
This is gonna be my first sleep alone in 5 years. I have not slept without a child or my husband in that long, so I have not had an uninterrupted sleep for years. I'm very excited to see what my Oura ring has to tell me about my sleep in the morning. I'm curious as to whether or not I will actually sleep through, or am I so used to sleeping beside people that I just won't be able to sleep. I will check back in the morning for you. That will be in 2 seconds. Hi again, I've showered. My readiness score is really low. I have a fair readiness score, and it's asking me to schedule downtime when in fact we are going to a West End show and for a nice meal. So my resting heart rate is elevated. It was 72 beats per minute. It's normally 65, and that can happen when you're sleeping in an unfamiliar environment. My sleep, it said, was good, 78 sleep score, but definitely could be better. Like, it took me 48 minutes to fall asleep. I was just, you know, it's all like new noises and stuff. Didn't have my sound machine, like my white noise machine. But I got enough REM, enough deep. I slept for a total of 7.5 hours with quite a big wake window at like 5 a.m. when I normally wake up, because my body clock is just set that way. Very low heart rate variability. My HRV was on the floor, like 13. Heart rate variability. Am I about to like have a heart attack? Another thing is that I woke up with very engorged boobs,
and I have been asking you guys on Instagram stories. Hannah has been giving me weaning advice. Like, essentially everyone is saying just remove enough milk from each breast, hand express, so that you're not like in pain, but you're not removing all of the milk from your boobs. But my question is, where does the milk that's left in there go? If it's like in my breasts, it's hardly gonna just be sucked up back into my bloodstream. Like, I don't understand how I can avoid getting clogs if I don't squeeze it all out. And I was just there like squeezing my milk into the sink like a cow. This is just the reality of weaning and breastfeeding. I feel like what's going to happen is I'm going to get home tomorrow and my daughter's going to want to latch and have boob straight away. But I have been getting very good updates from Thomas about the kids. Like, they slept great last night. They're being really good. They're asking for me the odd time, but not like constantly. And this is mad because since I got pregnant 5 years ago, I've basically just been like a chair in the room to them. I'm always there. But I needed this. I needed this so bad. Today I'm dressed inspired by Jackie Burkhardt from That 70s Show. We are doing a video where we style each other, but it's basically going to be with like all of Hannah's clothes. She gets away with wearing all the clothes that I wish suited me, but like kind of wash me out. Hannah's setting up a big clothes rail. This is the wee setup.
She's a professional.
She's a professional. Video was a success, and I now have a cold pack in my bra to try and help with this engorgement situation. We're gonna just hope for the best. Hope for the best. We're carrying on with our day. Brute Traders.
These are your options, madam. I see that you've gone for this beige sad button, but we're looking for a little bit more class. Now with this one, it's simple. It's not drawing attention to itself. It's saying, I'm here to help, but I'm not the star of the show. This one is a little bit more murky. So there's a bit more alphabet leaning. I love it. A little bit more of a marble effect. And I think that both will bring happiness, but it's which, you know, I think we've got two right answers here.
This here's the author of Half Arse Human, which I showed you last month. And do you remember this cardigan? Leena very kindly offered to change the buttons for me. She's such a legend.
I went the whole way to Wales for you to get the perfect buttons.
That sounds a bit of a floss.
Interesting. Don't tell everyone I'm a trier. I've got a career to uphold here. Okay. Look at this. Do we want a darker thread or a slightly lighter? Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference?
I love the green.
Maybe this one's
yes.
it's disappearing into the buttonhole. You can watch this back later as a tutorial. This is my little seam ripper. Buttons be gone, fade away, but as long as you're going through all the holes, it doesn't actually really matter. So you're just going up through one.
It's such a basic life skill that I should
You're
know.
literally just sewing really, but you're going through two holes, so it's actually kind of easier than sewing.
So there's 5 of them. There's 5 of them in this cast, and they all play multiple characters. But the tall guy, I think the range of the different characters that he did was absolutely incredible.
And all the gender switching was so clever, like sobs, like a tiny little baby.
Would recommend. It is fucking brilliant.
Excellent.
Welcome back to my in-laws. You might recognize this background from during the pandemic. This is where we lived. I've been here editing for the past hour. Thomas is studying for his captain's exams with work. When you're a first officer, you have to go through these loads of rounds of exams before you can become a captain. I think this is his phase 3 exams. And yeah, if we didn't come here and get a bit of help with the kids, this video would not make it up. But I have stepped into so many memories of having a baby. I had my first baby living here. We spent his first year and a half in this room, basically. There's lots of old baby pictures of everyone on the shelves here, and I know I don't include the kids because I don't want AI like stealing their images and whatnot, but if I keep this kind of sideways and in motion maybe, yeah, and it's like a blurry video of a photo, but this his little feet, I can't, like, this is killing me. I just recorded the voiceover about considerations having a third baby. That's what I was doing in the edit just now, and like my voice when I was just like, that means having a third baby, it's because I was looking over at this picture and the thoughts of not getting to meet another human that Thomas and I made, or like not getting to like name another child, not getting to see what color their eyes go. How do I decide this? Like, and I know some people will be like, oh, you're only 35, I'm going on 36 this year. By the way, for years, this sounds really stupid, but for years I thought, if you turn 35, I was like, that's my 35th year. No, it means I've been alive 35 years already. It took having a child to make me realise that, because for their first year they're 0, and then when they turn 1 it means they've been alive for a year. If you also didn't know that, please comment below, because I felt very stupid. But I know some people will think like, oh, you've loads of time and whatnot, and it's not that. I know I could technically get pregnant at like 40 or 42. I know people do it all the time. It's just mainly like, would I want to be that age having another one? Do I want to be 60 with an 18-year-old? I don't think I do. That's my big consideration. That's just how I feel about it. The other reason I'm here is I wanted to include my film chat for this month, and I shared on Instagram this month's movie was The Substance, by a mile the most requested movie that I watch and talk about in this video. So I said to you, watch The Substance. If you've not seen it, or if you plan on watching it, or if you don't want a spoiler-filled review, you can skip this part of the vlog. But I have so many thoughts. Firstly, I could not watch the full movie, okay? I nearly vomited. It was disgusting. It was too gory. It was so grotesque. I did not expect that. It was like way worse than Saw. I mean, it was the sounds, from the beginning, like with the chicken. I couldn't handle it. I'm nauseous.
This is me. This is us watching The Substance. Just watching 1 second for every 3 seconds.
A relatively new movie. Everyone is talking about it. It is a brutal critique of beauty standards. I see why people wanted me to watch it after a lot of things I've talked about on here and on Instagram. It deals with aging and the impossible standards placed on women in modern society. All that wrapped in some of the most, disgusting, grotesque visuals I've ever seen. Really horrible. My nervous system is very hypersensitive, so even just the shots of like the injections, I had to look away from screen. I had to fast forward through certain bits of the movie, and if you've seen it you'll know what I mean. The movie stars Demi Moore and Margaret, I don't know how you say her name, Margaret Qualley. Both of them top of their game in this movie. Excellent performances. The story of The Substance follows Elizabeth Sparkle, and she's like a washed up celebrity, not unlike myself. No, but she's like a TV aerobics host, now deemed to be too old and too irrelevant. So in a desperate bid to regain her youth, she turns to something called The Substance, which allows her to literally create a younger version of herself, like a perfect clone, but much younger, called Sue. And then things spiral out of control and Elizabeth's body starts to break down, and she starts to basically turn into a horrific monster while Sue thrives, and then everything just goes to shit. But this film is not about subtlety. It's cartoonishly gory. It's very extreme, and to be honest, that took away from it for me, even though there's amazing messaging, like her turning into this warped monster version of herself. The message to me was crystal clear, that, and it's an important message, that society's obsession with youth and perfection can twist us ladies into something unrecognizable. Horrifying results. I saw a lot of ties to, you know, my experience with body dysmorphia. By the end of the movie, you're looking at Demi Moore. I don't know what age she was in it, maybe 55, 60. But you're looking at her just thinking how perfect she was to begin with, and how, you know, if only we could accept our imperfections and accept aging. And something I did like is that I noticed a lot of parallels with Dorian Gray. I am a big Dorian Gray fangirly, have the book up above my TV. Just like Dorian, Elizabeth's pursuit of youth destroys her completely. Did this film work? For me, yes and no. I thought Demi was amazing. It's so aesthetic, there's so much energy, but I just found it too visually intense, and it just wasn't deep enough. Like there really wasn't much story. You know, there's a big message with some big scenes. I was left wanting a lot more. I want to know what you thought of it. I hear my 2-year-old crying, so this vlog is too long anyway. By the way, the Joni dresses did arrive, and I didn't include a try on haul in this video because it just got too long, but I did put a reel up on Instagram where I learned the Lady Gaga dance from the new Abracadabra song, because I've been singing that all day every day behind every scene of this vlog. Abracadabra, 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 abracadabra. Day day.